Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Louise, or Louise's journey. We've talked about Louise a couple of times in the past. She's definitely a friend of the channel at this point. But if you don't know who Louise is, she is someone that has lost a lot of weight. She ended up doing a bikini competition, and very recently she uploaded a video that is titled, as you can see right here, I Got Fat Again and Failed My Weight Loss Journey, Walk and Talk, episode number 3. And so in this video, she kind of shares her kind of responding to someone that is claiming that she has gained weight. Now, if you don't know, I did a physique show in 2016, and I dealt with a lot of very similar comments, and it seems like this is something that anyone that is posting their journey online, weight loss journey online, you're going to deal with these types of comments. So I thought that the video was really interesting and her perspective was really interesting. And so I just wanted to share my perspective as someone that went through this, you know, almost 10 years ago at this point, brother. Alrighty, let's not talk about that anymore and just get into the video. Alrighty. But again, this is Louise, friend of the show, friend of the channel. I guess this is the show. And let's just get into it.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a walk and talk video. I've taken you guys out on a walk with me while we are going to talk about today how I have let myself go and I've let myself get fat. That's what today's video is, yeah? So if you enjoyed today's video, guys, please like it and leave me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the family here on YouTube because I make loads of videos on weight loss and apparently weight gain and self-development, building muscle, changing like your lifestyle basically and becoming the best version of yourself. That's what I make videos on. I used to be 269.
Yep, go subscribe to Louise.
Pounds. I lost 120 pounds, and then I did a bikini competition where I lost even more weight, and then I had to regain that weight, which I'm going to talk about in today's video as well. And then I have since been maintaining, building muscle, and I always say that I am a little bit heavier and bigger than what I was at my leanest after I lost weight. And I feel like I've spoke about this a lot, but today, anyway, guys.
And the thing is I like that she is saying that she had to gain the weight, right? Because that's one of the things that's really important is, like, it is so common, and especially if someone has struggled with losing weight, right? And so I'm kind of thinking of the mindset of the person that left the comment. If someone has struggled with losing weight and they see someone that has lost a lot of weight and then they start maybe gaining some weight, it is so hard not to think, oh, they're backsliding or they're making it, you know, they're having a bunch of problems. Things are going wrong. That's the only reason that they would be gaining weight, especially if it's coming from someone that has tried to lose weight so many times and has failed every time, right? And so this could be coming from someone that has tried to lose weight a ton of times and has never actually been successful. And so when they see someone that has reached the pinnacle, right, like gotten down to being as lean as Louise was during her show, they're like, oh, she did it, right? And then when the weight gain starts happening, it's like, oh my God, she's failing now. But it's just like that person just truly doesn't understand and has never been in that position that Louise has, right? Or the position that I've been in. And I know that I'm sounding very like I know everything and, you know, you've just never been in my position. It's not like that, but like if you've never been as lean as it takes to be doing a physique show or a bikini competition, that level of leanness is not healthy or physically, like, it is not good to be there for an extended period of time. This is why I talk about it all the time when people that have watched my channel before, when they were watching it when I was doing the physique show in 2016, they were like, oh, I really want to do this too. I was always like, pump the brakes, because I really think that this is, for most people, probably not a good idea, right? Being severely overweight and then dieting down to be super lean. There is a difference between being super lean, very low body fat, and being at a healthy weight. Those are two completely different things, and I think that for a lot of people, getting down to that level of leanness is not something that is sustainable or just a good idea in general, which Louise will get into, so I don't need to go over it too much here.
I'm just going to address a comment. Normally, I normally get more positive than negative, of course. And normally, negative comments don't really get to me. I can normally laugh them off. But I think I was extra sensitive. I don't know if you could tell. I've got my hormonal spots here, so I'm feeling a little bit hormonal. And I got the longest essay, yeah, of all of this stuff, right? And basically, long story short, this person basically has said that, and I don't know why I let it get to me, but I think it's more just, yeah, because I'm feeling a bit hormonal, and I wanted to address it because obviously as someone that used to be bigger, then went to my leanest and then regained body fat back, to hear and see comments like that, sometimes it can get to, like, I'm just like a normal person, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it can get to me, and it just got to me yesterday. So I wanted to make a video, because otherwise it was either that or write a comment back, and I feel like I want to address it because I feel like this is a good topic to talk about, right? So basically the comment, long story short, is that I used to weigh in my bikini competition, right guys, in my bikini competition, when I competed, I had to lose a lot of body fat, get unhealthily lean. I will be posting pictures, I'll put some pictures up on here of how I looked, yeah, but basically at my bikini competition I was 9 stone 9, and I'm not no longer 9 stone 9, so that means that I have only gained weight since then, and I'm actually not being successful in my weight loss journey, and I'm basically lying and deceiving people by acting like I've maintained my weight loss, because I haven't maintained my weight loss. And that the thing that made that felt quite hurtful to me anyway was just like, you are the fattest you've ever been. One, I'm not, because clearly I was morbidly obese before. You just keep getting fatter and fatter in every video. And you're on a weight gain journey, not a weight loss journey. What else? Oh, that
It's just like, it's just crazy, because you have to understand that this is someone that doesn't know Louise at all, and like, the amount of weight that has been gained is so minimal compared to where she was at the start. It's just like this kind of relationship that some people will get from the people they watch on the internet can get it can just, you know, parasocial is a word that is used a lot. It's just really weird how people can get so caught up in someone else's life. You know, like, this is a part of why I stopped vlogging, because I just felt weird. Like, people would ask me questions and I'm like, they know so much about my life, and it really put me off to it. Again, that's kind of not what this video is about, but it's just, yeah, it can get so weird, man. It can just get so strange.
I used to be so enthusiastic in my videos when I was in my bikini competition, and they're basically concerned about me now because I've gained weight and I'm not as enthusiastic about my muscle definition, and that I haven't put on muscle, I've just put on body fat. So that was basically, and then this is what annoys me the most about comments like this, is when it's a really hateful, like, because it wasn't worded even nicely, right? It was called, like, wrote fattest in like capital letters and stuff, and like,
I wish I could see the comment.
you're not trying to be nice, you're trying to be rude, but then you're trying to finish it off acting like you're coming out of care. Like, I'm just concerned about you, please don't take this the wrong way, I love watching your videos. Listen, I don't need that kind of support. If that's the kind of support you're trying to give to me by just trying to be insulting and saying that I never address it, and basically this is the part that really upset me, was that saying that I used to be honest. I used to be honest, and now I'm not being honest because I haven't addressed it. I haven't addressed my weight gain.
I think, like, where this person is coming from, and I could be wrong, but I'm assuming when Louise was doing this physique prep, you know, bikini prep, it was probably like every video was an update with the weight, right? And then showing how she looked or something like that, right? Because that's pretty common with these types of videos. So of course, when you are losing the weight and getting ready for the show, every video is very pointed. It's very focused. It's like, this is what has happened this week. I lost this much weight and this is what I look like compared to last week, blah, 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 right? Because you're getting ready for the show. But once the show is over, like, most people are not going to be like, okay, now we're going to show every week of me gaining a little bit of weight and blah, blah, like, that's just not going to happen. And so this person, I don't know, maybe they just thought that was going to be the norm. And now every week after the show, she's going to be uploading a video showing, oh, I'm up a pound, or I'm up half a pound this week. And that's not realistic, right? Like, when you are dieting down for a show, getting very specific and like getting ready for something in the moment, and it's like, this is what I'm working towards. Yeah, of course, it makes more sense to be pointed and focused. And I think for a lot of people, it can help you just stay focused, because it's dieting down for a show is very difficult. And so it helps you having that plan and like knowing, okay, every week I'm going to share this type of video, right? And so I want to make sure that I'm being on point, whatever, right? It helps you stay accountable, right? But once you're not doing that show anymore and it's time to take a break, that's probably what happened, right? Louise took a break especially from uploading the very specific, like, this is where I'm at, week, blah, 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 right? And so I think it's just this person, one, probably a kind of a jerk, but two, they just don't understand that that's just not how people would react and like how they would act after doing a show.
Which I talk about all the time. So clearly this person doesn't watch my videos anyway, but I just wanted to talk about this because there's quite a few points that feel like I need to address, because there is a lot of people that think that that is healthy, that to see someone that lean is healthy, and it's really not. So I wanted to make today's video because I'll post pictures of what I look like, and I'm very open and honest about me gaining weight since the competition. Like this picture here, I'll put here, I posted on Instagram, and I was talking about how I have been all different sizes. I've been morbidly obese, I've been very lean, and now I have gained body fat, which I always, even during my bikini prep, said over and over again that I'm going to have to regain body fat back. This is not healthy. And
I remember, I maybe I'm misremembering, maybe I thought I had this conversation, sometimes that happens, but like, I'm pretty sure I remember having a conversation with Louise, or at least just being like, hey, like, I know that you're going to be doing the show. These are the things that I wish someone would have told me before I kind of got into it, right? And one of the biggest things was regain after the fact. Like when you are like, and how difficult that is, regardless of how ready you are for it. When you see your body at that level of leanness and you wake up in the morning, you can like see your abs, especially for me as someone that had never seen my abs before in my entire life. I never thought I would. Like that was definitely something that I had to learn to deal with, right? Because they kind of disappeared over time, right? And that was a challenge, right? So it was like, I'm pretty sure I had a conversation or at least a couple messages being like, hey, this is something that is probably going to happen, so I just want you to be ready for it. Because I've made it very clear. I think that most people doing a physique show or a bikini competition right after you've lost a significant amount of weight, I usually just don't recommend it. But again, everyone has their own life. They can do whatever they want, right?
Yeah, I shared that on Instagram. I talk about it here quite a lot in quite a lot of my videos, that I've gained body fat and I'm actually heavier than what I was at my leanest, but I feel like I'm at my healthiest, right? So I have addressed it. And the thing is like in my bikini pictures when I'm on stage, it looks lean, right? But you can't, it's not the full picture. I've got a tan on, I'm wearing my bikini, I've got my hair done, my makeup done. It is literally just for a competition. Every day, especially pictures that I look back on of myself, I looked like a skeleton. I was not healthy. I looked very withdrawn. I did not look good in real life. People were concerned if they saw me like in real life, they were concerned that like I had lost way too much weight. Like obviously to do a bikini competition, you have to lose a lot of weight, but it was really unhealthy. Yeah, I
agree. And I remember like I would only like feel basically like happy like after I had just finished a workout, because I would take pictures and be like, whoa, I look good, and then immediately be like, okay, well, time for a nap. Like I just did it. Like I did not feel healthy right at my leanest.
It was not healthy. I was not happy. You see, when you watch my bikini prep videos, you see snippets of my day. My tiny little bit of energy that I had was going into my videos. I literally, if you saw me in real life, I wasn't able to hold conversations. I didn't have the mental energy or physical energy to hold a conversation with my friends or family. I was literally, my whole life was focused, and it's okay. Like I'm glad that I did it, but my whole life was focused and dedicated to doing the bikini competition and everything that I needed to do that. And that does take away from your personal life. I wasn't being the best mum that I could be, really, because I didn't have energy to do that stuff. Like when I did take the kids to the park, I had to sit down and I just really wanted to go home, and I had so much stuff on my mind of like what I had to do and stuff.
Yeah, doing a physique show, bikini competition, right? Any of those things, it is one of the most selfish things that you can do, in my opinion. And I don't mean that as being a jerk, but it takes so much effort and time and focus on yourself and how you look and the food that you eat and the things that you do, right? It's all about that. It's all about you. And, there might be a period of time in your life where you can do that, but especially if you have children or if you have other people to take care of or you have other responsibilities, it is not feasible to expect yourself to be able to do that all the time, right? I was able to do it at that time in my life. Would I want to do it now? No. And honestly, when I look back, it's like one of the things, like, I don't want to say I wish I didn't do it, but man, I wish when I was doing it, I was so much more honest and upfront and telling people like, hey man, you don't want to do this, man. Like this ain't the thing that you want to be doing. This is not fun. But of course, like I'm trying to be positive. I don't want to be the guy that's like just complaining in his videos. So I didn't complain very much. But looking back, man, not for everyone. Not for
had
everyone.
no energy at all. I was freezing cold all the time. You guys didn't see me open up the oven literally just to warm myself up, because that's how freezing cold I was. Even when it was warm in the house, no matter how many layers I wore, I was freezing cold all of the time. And then by the time I finished the competition, I had to regain the body fat back. I had bad body image because I was regaining the body fat back, and I felt like even just a couple of pounds heavier, I felt like I was getting fat again.
Yep.
So that was something that I had to mentally work through. And maybe this is why, because I've mentally got myself to the other side of being okay at a higher body fat, for someone to say something like that, maybe that's why I feel like I have to defend myself.
I think that there's, like, whenever something really bothers you, right, it's because in your mind you have said that to yourself before. At least maybe for me. I can't speak for everyone.
But I'm just being honest with you guys, right? And then what you also don't see in the bikini competition videos and even the post ones is maybe I should have been a little bit more open. I did kind of vaguely go over it, but it's something that I was pretty embarrassed about myself. But when I was regaining the body fat, I was so hungry when I finished the bikini competition and I had to reverse diet. Like, I can't even explain insatiable hunger of being that lean. It is not healthy. I don't care if you think it looks cool. Do you know what I mean? It's not physically healthy, especially for someone that was morbidly obese. To lose all of that weight, I couldn't maintain that no matter what, right? So I had to regain the weight, but in that process of post-show, I had an insatiable hunger to the point where even when I was physically full, in the sense of my stomach was physically full, I was still hungry. And because I really didn't want to regain the body fat too fast, because I wanted to minimize the body dysmorphia that comes with post-show, I said to myself, okay, well, instead of binging on loads of unhealthy foods, regaining all the weight, I will just allow myself to eat as much fruits and vegetables and like healthy food as I can physically eat. And I thought I was being quite smart, right? So I basically binged on salads. This was one day. I binged on loads of salads, fruits. I had so much fruit, so much salad, so much to the point where I felt physically sick. And then, like, I didn't throw up or nothing, but I felt like my stomach was in pain. I went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night, hot sweats, in physical pain. Like, my stomach was hurting so much. Imagine, like, I'm not talking about like just a couple of fruits, a couple of vegetables. So much, yeah. It was basically like a full-on binge, but instead of on like cakes and chocolates and that, which is easily digestible, it was on food that is actually hard to digest. Yeah
I mean, that sounds incredibly painful. I've definitely I definitely have been there in the past, for sure.
I woke up with pains in my stomach. I had a chest pain and it was crippling, and I thought I was having a heart attack, and that really scared me, and I got really upset about it because I thought I was doing the right thing by doing that, but I weren't. Do you know what I mean? And obviously I was like, and I was actually quite embarrassed to share that happened, but I genuinely thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Yeah. So when I say being that lean was not healthy and I had to regain body fat back, I had to. And yes, I'm not, and I'm overweight as well. So that was a comment as well, as I'm overweight. BMI wise, yeah, my BMI is overweight. When you've got muscle, which I do have muscle, I don't care what the commenter said, yeah, I do have muscle, more than the average person anyway, that, especially the ones that don't go to the gym or train, that's what BMI is like, not focusing on. It just focuses on the weight. So the fact that mine is slightly overweight, it's not even that overweight, it's like only just over the overweight part, is not taking into account the muscle mass.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about BMI a bunch of times on the channel, right? But I think, like, at the end of the day, use your eyeballs. I think it's pretty easy to see that Louise is not overweight, right? Regardless of what the BMI says, use your eyeballs and look at the person and think to yourself, does that person look severely overweight? I think the answer would be no for Louise. So I think that's a pretty easy one to dispel.
I think when you lift weights and you go to the gym, you should more look at body fat percentage, and my body fat percentage is not overweight. Yeah, even on my Renfro scales, if you want to add them in, I'm in a healthy body fat range, even though my BMI, that actual number according to my weight, says overweight. And also I'm pretty happy with like my body in general. Yes, sometimes I do have like bad body image days because I am slightly heavier than what I was at my leanest, and like got slightly more body fat, but I'm also able to live a healthier, balanced lifestyle, and I feel good in myself. I have energy. I can eat like anything I want without overeating. I don't have that insatiable hunger. Like my life isn't just focused on what my body looks like. Like obviously I do this was another thing as well. we're just ranting today. We're ranting, guys. In the comment it says you only show your face off. Yeah, you want to see my body? I only show my face off and not my body, because apparently I don't like my body. Guys, if you go to my Instagram, you will see my body everywhere. It's plastered everywhere, and I'm going to put some pictures just for anyone. Like, I mean, you can see me. I don't know, I don't think I'm massively overweight. I don't know, you tell me, guys. I don't feel like I'm that fat, but do you know what I mean? But I'm going to put some pictures here.
So I don't think we have to go over the entire video because a lot of it's kind of very similar stuff, what she's saying. But I think at the end of the day, this is why I always tell people there's some danger in sharing your journey online, and like losing weight and maintaining it is already something that is difficult enough. And then having all of these people share what they think you should do, what you shouldn't do, it can get really overwhelming. I'm glad that Louise seems to have been taking this pretty well, and she seems to understand why she's doing what she's doing, and you know, she kind of has a plan with that. But a lot of times people don't have a plan, and it is really difficult. And like for a lot of people, their only thing in their head is, I just need to lose weight. I just need to lose weight. I just need to lose weight. That their whole journey has been that. Especially for people that have struggled to lose weight, right? If you've been doing it for years and years and years, if you finally actually start to lose the weight, you're like, oh my God, what's the plan now? What am I gonna do now? And it's really hard once you have maybe lost all that weight. And the sad thing is a lot of times when people actually do end up losing all of the weight, the methods that they were using to get down to that weight maybe weren't the healthiest, maybe weren't things that were sustainable, maybe weren't things that they are comfortable doing long term. And so they try and switch things up, and maybe they start gaining weight, and then they're posting their journey online. They have comments of people being mean to them, saying that you're just getting fat now, and that is not helpful, right? And so I thought that this was really interesting, especially the fact that Louise did compete. And, you know, there are so many stories of people that have, you know, competed, they gained the weight back after the show, which is completely normal, and people start to freak out, right? But it's good that she has maintained and hasn't started just gaining and gaining and gaining, because sadly that is something that does happen to some people. But do I think that leaving a YouTube comment being super condescending and like just being, I just care, you know, that's why I left it. Do I really think that that's the best way to do it? Probably not, right? I think that someone that of Louise's size on social media and stuff is going to have people that are leaving comments like that. So like, there's no way that you are the first person to leave that type of comment, right? But I felt that this was a very interesting video. I would link it down in the description so you can watch the whole thing. I know we didn't watch the whole thing, but I just didn't feel that it was necessary. I appreciate Louise for sharing this. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. If you made it to the end of the video, a like really does help out, as well as a subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.